Published by Eidos and developed by Dream On Studios, Touch the Dead was a game released for the Nintendo DS Entertainment System in the year 2007, as one of just a handful of titles to be rated M for the system. In this game, you play as Rob Steiner, no, not Scott Steiner's brother, a different Rob Steiner, in which you are accused of a murder that you did not commit. While incarcerated at the prison, things start to devolve quickly, and all of a sudden, you find yourself surrounded by a whole horde of zombies in experimentation that's gone wrong. As what appears to be the only survivor on this prison, your job is to basically get out alive by any means necessary. This is a on-rail shooter that's very similar to a very popular one in the genre called House of the Dead. And I gotta say, this screen music here is really, really well done. I mean, hard rock right away as you decide what mode select you're gonna do. Very nice choice. Alright, so I'm gonna show you the basics of the game. So, in this game, each mission starts with a little cutscene like this. And sometimes it'll end with a cutscene too, in which it usually puts you in the middle of a zombie horde. As you can tell, nice welcome committee. Too bad I can't stay. This is my first complaint about this game. I think this would have been really, really funny if they would have added really cheesy voice acting like the House of the Dead series had. I think that would have been just a little bit of icing on the cake that probably would have made this game a bit more memorable and standoutish. Now in this game, your goal is to simply shoot the zombies as fast as you can, and then to reload, you drag your ammo over here just like you would in the arcade. You kind of like shoot the gun to the side to reload. From time to time, you'll come across ammo containers, ammo pickups, health pickups, secret collectibles, and new and improved guns that you can use along the way. Each level is divided into 3 separate missions, usually 2 levels and then a boss. And you get a checkpoint at the beginning of each mission. If you die during a mission, you have to restart from the very beginning, so it is very unforgiving in that aspect. And the mission structure is very uneven. Some missions are very, very short. Some missions drag on for what feels like an eternity. So if you're looking for an even difficulty curve, this game is not for you. The enemy variety is very bland. You're going to run into the same type of enemies all day long. The same about 3 or 4 different types of enemies. They do add some level-specific ones, but usually this type of enemy, the classic zombies, are going to be the ones you're going to run into most. This game is mostly touchscreen controls. Later on, when you pick up more weapons, you will use the arrow pad or the face buttons to change between your weapons, depending on if you are right or left-handed, which is nice. They give you that option instead of just forcing you to be D-pad only or face buttons only. Oh, crap. And it's also nice that you can have a really fun arcade-like experience on the go. Major criticism is the game is very short. If you complete it from start to finish without dying, you could easily beat it all, probably within probably about 2 to 3 hours. And then there are higher difficulties. You can play normal, hard, or God mode. I don't recommend playing on God mode because you'll feel like you want to become a zombie yourself, if you know what I mean. But it is definitely worth a play if you can find it for the cheap, which this game usually does go for a fairly decent price on the secondary market. As far as graphics go, I really like the graphics. The graphics are really well done for a Nintendo DS game. It has that classic PlayStation 1 style vibe to it, which I like. The music, it's more ambiance. You don't get a lot of music except for your mode select screen, which I'm fine with. I don't need a lot of ambiance in my game. I don't need a lot of music in a game like this. Sometimes it gets a bit distracting, if you know what I mean. So the ambiance is, I'm perfectly fine with just the ambiance. I'm kind of sucking right now, so I apologize for that. But you do have to trust me, I did beat this game from start to finish. And I will say the story is terrible. The story is absolutely terrible. Like I said, some really cheesy voice acting I think would have gone a long way. And you can't tell me that the DS cannot do voice acting. Just look at Professor Layton. That game has a lot of voice acting. This particular gun will never run out of ammo, but your other guns will once you get them. You pick up a shotgun and a machine gun later on in the game. And you do face 4 bosses in this game. The first boss is actually, I think, the second hardest in the game. They kind of start you off with a really rough boss. The second and third bosses are really easy. And the fourth boss is just a pain because it takes forever for him to allow you to attack his weak point. This game, in my opinion, is a lot of fun. It's short, but it's fun. And sometimes you just need a game that's short and fun like that. That's what she said. Overall, if I were to give this game a rating, I'd say I'd have to give it probably a solid 7 out of 10. Nothing outstanding, but definitely worth a try if you can pick it up for the cheap. I will say I never really had issues with the controls. The controls worked fine, especially for a touchscreen base. And switching weapons is super easy once you do get the weapons unlocked. Overall, I would recommend this game if you are a fan of the House of the Dead franchise or on-rail shooters in general. There's also unlockables in this game. Like I said, each level has a piece of bonus art that you can get. And you can unlock them just like this, which is kind of cool. Like, for instance, that's concept art of the first boss. I think it's cool that that gives you nice little concept art like that. As I said, the story is absolute garbage. You're not playing this game for the story. You're playing this game to shoot zombies and have a fun time. It's like Zombieland. You watch that movie, not much for the story, but to see them kill zombies. Alright, so with all that said, that is a quick review of Touch the Dead for the Nintendo DS Entertainment System. Recommend it, like I said, 7 out of 10. Worthy of adding to your DS collection if you just want that on-rails shooter itch. With that, this is a Booster Box Buster reviewing a Nintendo DS game, and I'm signing out. Peace.